Hello everyone and welcome back to My Opinion. And in this final preview, we will be focusing on the campaign of Team India. Let's get into this preview. Looking at the squad, I've got to be honest, as an Indian fan, the batting looks like a gun lineup. But as far as the bowling is concerned, this sentiment has been echoed by many. I feel they have selected at times with haste and without reading the conditions. And you're looking at the 5 spinners included in the squad when they'll be playing all the matches in Dubai. You've got Akshar Patel and Jadeja who start, Kuldeep Yadav who starts. Now, I said Chakravarti could be included in the squad. However, I thought if you're picking both Washington and Varun Chakravarti, who most likely aren't going to play, because as I said before, them dropping Kuldeep Yadav to see how Chakravarti would go after just one match, I didn't think was the correct call. I would have played both of them together in the final ODI, and Kuldeep Yadav was excellent in the third ODI, and he was a big reason why, along with Akshar Patel, as to why India were able to defend that score. So will Chakravarti play? No. Will Washington play? No. Because I'll say this again, the way he's being used in the Indian setup as of now is in Test cricket outside of India, bats at number 8, doesn't bowl. In T20s, bowls max 1 over and mostly walks out at 7 or 8, but at times is incorrectly sent out at 6. And in ODIs, didn't play in the recent series. So you've picked him quite a hasty decision, and you're not giving him a chance in any format, any match. So I don't understand why you've picked a player, but you're not going to give him an optimal chance. If you give him a chance, and at times you're not going to play him. So I don't understand why you've picked another spinner when he's not going to suit the conditions as a backup. And now they've got 3 frontline seamers in the squad: an undercooked Mohammad Shami, Harshit Rana, who's done more in the middle overs, but can he make the breakthroughs with the new ball, because it'd be a backup for Mohammad Shami. One of those two can play. And if you're playing Harshit ahead of Mohammad Shami, the question has to be, why did you select Shami when you know such a cloud over his fitness and match sharpness more so? Hardik Pandya, I won't elaborate too much. We've seen how he's been bowling slow deliveries to whoever he bowls to, and I do not think that would be a viable option for him in Dubai. And will he be able to complement? Will he be able to be the third seamer doing that all the time, a one-dimensional approach? No, he will not. If Arshdeep Singh does not strike in the power play, and especially if India are bowling second when there's not as much spin effectiveness in Dubai, Hardik Pandya is prizing out wickets by pulling slow deliveries. You've got Shami, undercooked Shami. What if they score off him in the power play? Then who have you got to turn to? Because the spinners would be ineffective in those conditions. So Arshdeep Singh is the main cog for India in their bowling campaign. And that is something where, as an Indian fan, I've got to be honest, the batting looks fantastic. The bowling, however, they have selected incorrectly based on the conditions. I'll be suggesting my 11 now. I've gone with Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill to open the batting, Virat Kohli 3, Shreyas Iyer 4, KL Rahul 5, depending on entry point, as I've said in previous videos. Hardik Pandya 6, they'll probably promote Akshar at times, Akshar Patel 7, Jadeja 8, Arshdeep Singh 9, Kuldeep 10, Shami 11. Looking at the side, now I'll be using a different format in this video than I have done in the previous videos, where I've gone with the squad, the 11, the backups, who I think could have made the squad, then the venues to give a verdict on whether they'll qualify. Because I feel the muscle in this Indian squad and the lack of muscle in some of the other squads, especially when playing against India, would allow this lapse in correct selection, and I feel they definitely make the final, and they can go on and win the trophy. The reason I'm saying that is because I'd said in the New Zealand preview, if Matt Henry doesn't strike up front in Dubai against this Indian side, and if they don't play Nathan Smith ahead of Michael Bracewell, you've got Santner, Glenn Phillips, and Rachin Ravindra as spin options. Are they going to trouble India? No. Will O'Rourke, he's a good talent. If Rohit Sharma charges down the track, hits him for six with the inexperience, he will not know what to do. It might be Lockie Ferguson can't go for runs. They made a huge mistake in leaving out Adam Milne. And this attack looks a good attack because of the opposition they've played against in the Tri-Series that's just been completed. But if you're playing against India and Matt Henry does not strike, they will be in big trouble in that match. They'll go for plenty of runs. Against Bangladesh, which is India's first match, I think they should play Naseem Ahmed for control ahead of Rishad Hussain. If you get these spinners who miss their lengths against this Indian side, they'll go for plenty of runs. If they play Rishad Hussain, they'll struggle to control the run flow. And then, if you've got the control of Naseem Ahmed, Melias and Miraj, they can look to strike up front the seamers, which I feel they've got a more well-rounded. All their seamers can be a threat, the front three seamers, unlike other teams where it's about one, maybe two seamers, mostly one who can be a threat to the opposition. And in that case, we've seen with Bangladesh that especially for the first half of the innings, when they sense an opportunity, the intensity will be high. Then as they get towards the latter phase, when the patience wears thin, the intensity drops, the pace drops at times of the fast bowler, someone like a Taskina, for example, then they can go for runs and they will not be able to control the run flow against the Indian side. So India will certainly win two matches. And against Pakistan, if Shaheen and Naseem do not strike up front, they have got a mystery spinner in Abrar Ahmed who India would relish scoring against if he misses his lengths. And then you've got a part-time bowler in Agha Salman, and that's the only two spin options they've got. And so Haris Rauf can go for runs. Naseem has been going for runs at the death. So if they don't pick wickets against India up front, can they control the flow? No, they can't. So that's 3 wins for India. I feel they'll play against Afghanistan in the semi-final because the 4 teams, or especially 3 of the teams in that group, do not look anywhere near strong. So I've got Afghanistan to finish first in that group. They'll play against India and Dubai. India will comfortably win, and they'll play the final. Now, the only team that can threaten India in a final in Dubai from this pool of players is South Africa, because Marco Jansen will go for plenty of runs on bowling in Pakistan. But if South Africa get to the final, which they can do, I feel will be the first match against Australia and Rawalpindi, a good batting surface. Whoever wins that will have a great advantage. They can afford to lose to Afghanistan, then they can get through. They can make the finals. And then you've got Jansen, who'd prefer to bowl in Dubai over Pakistan. Rabada prefers to bowl in Dubai over Pakistan. The experienced KJ Maharaj, but India are a very good player to spin. Then they may drop Tabriz Shamsi and bring in Wian Moda to increase the batting and also bowl a bit of seam. Then you've got Corbin Bosch, who also bowls at length. And that is how they'll manage things. They'll go with the one frontline spinner because of the lessened effectiveness for spinners in Dubai, especially when bowling second. That team can trouble India because they've got more than one bowler who they can manage with on the day, and they've got an imposing batting lineup, although the form of some players can be in question. But if they get to the final in this tournament, that means you can bank on them to deliver on the day. So that's the only team that can look to beat India in the final. Apart from that, you've got all the other teams where I've mentioned one player clicking and then it can open the door. But is it a case where you've got quite a few players who can just click on the day and then they can really look to put pressure on India as a team? I don't think so. So this landscape allows a lapse in selection, and the strength of the Indian squad means that I'm sure they will get to the final. However, I'd be objective here. Of course, they will get to the final, and I think they'll win the final. But I'll say, if India don't win this tournament, then you've got to feel, and this has nothing to do with the whole 11-year drought, then they won T20 World Cup, can they win another tournament? It's that they wouldn't have the travel. You knew which venue you were playing in, and you selected a bowling attack that was not suitable for the conditions. It would be completely on you. And it'd be disappointing objectively that India would, if they didn't win this tournament. I think they'll win it. They should win it. I'd be very happy. I'd join in with the celebrations if they win it. But as an objective viewer, I would also criticize if they didn't win that, because you'd think things, given the landscape, are in their favor. So I hope they win. Let's see how they go. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?